Welcome to the podcast that passes poor performance on pop culture. I'm one of your hosts, Darren Duncan, alongside with my best friend, Audie Marsh. We're just a couple of cool cats casually causing some chaos with conversation. We're here to entertain you, not hurt your feelings, so don't blame us. The beautiful podcast, the beautiful podcast, banana, the beautiful podcast, the beautiful podcast. Audie's in the TV. Internet, get down on your knees. Time for some Don't Blame Us podcast, please. All right, somebody stop me because I could do this all fucking day.
Just stop. I liked it.
Right?
So I've been on a Manson kick, dude.
Yeah?
I think I reeled you back in.
You most certainly did. You 100% did this.
Someone's watching us.
That was me. That was my bad. Until I can keep up on comments. But yeah, tell me more, my friend.
So anyway, before we get into it, I know we kind of wanted to bounce around, but we've been gone over a month.
Yeah, I feel like I almost forgot how to do this.
Yeah, I'm looking at these screens. I'm like, I don't remember. I hope I don't fuck up.
Right.
But yeah, we've been gone a month. Life has thrown some stuff at us. I'm obviously in a bigger, I guess, I can call this a studio now because like it's more than a 10 by 10 room.
Right.
But bought a new house. You got a bomb ass job, so we've kind of been throwing life at each other, and I was kind of worried there for a minute, man. I was like, man, I don't even know how do you even do a podcast anymore? You know, I was like,
we're back with a vengeance, though.
Yeah.
And we got an awesome topic, Marilyn fucking Manson. I'm pretty sure that's his real middle name. I'm not for certain, though.
Well, I like your name. Darylyn Danson.
Darylyn Danson. So what's your first introduction to Marilyn Manson? We're going to start with our first introductions and how we first heard of him. We'll talk about myths. We'll talk about real facts, fun facts. We're going to read some excerpts from his book. We're going to read from Wikipedia. We're just going to, this whole episode is going to be about Marilyn Manson. And we're also going to lead up to the new controversy. This guy's always this guy is balls deep into controversy, dude. Like, but that's his whole thing.
Yeah, that's the way.
On the back of the fucking VHS tape that I have that says it's called Dead to the World Tour. The back of it says America's been looking for a scapegoat. Well, here I am. He's like the Osama bin Laden of rock and roll. The only difference is Osama bin Laden really did that shit.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, he did that shit.
Right. Most of the shit Manson's accused of, he didn't even fucking do. You know, and like we'll get into that, man. Definitely. So what's your first introduction to Marilyn Manson? How did you hear about him?
So
he's from Florida too, and you're from Florida. Isn't he from Fort Lauderdale or some shit?
I believe his daddy was in the military. He's further down south. So I believe it was 6th or 7th grade. Those two grades in my life were a blur just from life happening, a lot of stuff happening around me. But my first interaction was MTV.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when MTV actually showed music videos. And I want to say it was like an interview. It wasn't a music video. It was like an interview of this guy in like dark black hair, the eye color, two different eye colors. And it caught my attention, obviously. And now you got to remember back in like 96, 97, you and I and everybody else didn't have the power of Google or YouTube. We literally had to wait. I remember staying up all night watching MTV just to see new Marilyn Manson videos, new Corn videos, such as that. There was no at the palm of the hands.
Right.
And I remember that interview and I was intrigued. I was like, man, this dude looks like everybody hates him. Cause and I was like, I like it, and he was being interviewed, basically, the shock rocker. Now at the time, again, I didn't know what they were talking about. Cause I I obviously wasn't going to Manson concerts at the age of like, I don't know, 12, 13 years old,
Right.
again, we didn't have the internet at our hands, but I started trying to follow along, man. I was like, man, I'm really digging this dude. Like this guy's name is I knew who Charles Manson was when I was young, and then Marilyn Monroe. I correlate the two together, and even in the interview, it said, where'd you come up with your name? And he proceeded to tell, and then it was the whole band. Each band member was named after a serial killer or someone famous.
Yeah, they took
Uh,
the first name of a sex symbol and the last name of a serial killer.
Yeah, so that there it intrigued me again. I was like, "Man, this is awesome." So at the time I didn't even hear his music. I was just intrigued by his looks, what he was portraying.
Now, did he have his band with him in this interview?
I think he had like Twiggy.
Was it the
Uh,
one where Twiggy was sitting on the floor and he kept rubbing his head on the knee of the guy who was
yeah,
interviewing
yeah.
him?
It was like they
I
were
think
on
it was
a
like Ricky Rockman or whatever, and that was like on
yeah,
Headbangers Ball back when they had Headbangers Ball.
yeah. It was not a professional setup. It didn't seem. It was just like them like just hanging out.
Yeah. I think it was
Uh,
Madonna Wayne Gacy, Twiggy Ramirez, and Marilyn Manson who was in that interview.
Yeah, yeah, it was definitely just a few of them. It wasn't like the whole band because,
Right.
um, I believe John 5 later, joined him. I
He
didn't
didn't
see
he didn't come
yeah,
till way later.
yeah,
But
John
like I
5
think the
wasn't
original
there.
lineup was like Daisy Berkowitz
Yeah,
was,
Daisy.
and I believe he might have been took his name from Daisy Fuentes, and Berkowitz. I'm fucking catching a buzz. I can't think of the first name. Everyone's gonna hate me for this. David Berkowitz, right? The fucking wasn't he the goddamn son of Sam or whatever? He was like the
I think
biggest
so.
fucking pussy of serial killers of all time. Madonna Wayne, because he used a gun. Fuck him. Madonna Wayne Gacy, that's quite obvious. Twiggy Ramirez, Richard Ramirez. Twiggy, I believe, was like a pinup girl, like in the 20s, I think. I'm not
Yeah,
for sure though. And like
I think that's
Ginger
right.
Fish. Ginger Fish, the drummer, took his name from Ginger, the redhead sex symbol lady from Gilligan's
Mhm,
Island, and Albert
and then
Fish,
Albert Fish, yeah.
my least favorite serial
Yeah,
killer of all
that dude
time.
was dirty, money.
Fuck him. But anyway, favorite and serial killer should never go into the same sentence anyway. But so continue. I just
Yeah,
wanted to
but
just
so
ask if it was the same exact
yeah,
interview
I
that I
think it
was thinking of.
was, and I would play an interview video, but they'd probably get us for copyright
No,
and
it's fine. Who cares? Just
yeah,
talk about it.
but anyway, so, I saw I saw him as a person, I saw the interview, and then from there on out, it was just like I had nothing. You know what I mean? Like, it was just I had nothing to look up. I literally had to watch MTV to find out more about Marilyn Manson.
Yeah.
Um, I think it was like a year past, he was on MTV, but it wasn't like predominantly until I think The Beautiful People was like his one that brought him up. It was the Beautiful People song in the video, and then they played that shit on MTV like over and over and over. And then finally, I put his voice and his band together, and I was like, "Holy crap! Like this is the greatest thing uh, I've ever listened to." And then from there on out, it was a matter of just trying to find the CDs. And during that time, they wouldn't allow it. Well, they wouldn't allow me to buy CDs because of parental advisory, and you couldn't get his shit at Walmart. You had to go to like an FYE or like the mall or some shit, and then your parents, your mom or somebody had to go up through the counter. And my mom ended up buying me the first Marilyn Manson CD, and it was Antichrist Superstar, and it changed my life. And I say that because growing up at that age, it changed my life. Now I'm older, we're older. It's like, everything can change our lives, but at that time, I was definitely a life changer just with some of his music and what he was portraying. And you look at the album, you're like Antichrist Superstar. This dude is all about Satanism and all that shit. But you dig deep into some of the lyrics he was singing. It definitely. I was like, holy crap! Like this
Did you
is
know that's a concept album?
Yeah,
A
yeah.
lot of people don't know that, but it's
Mhm.
actually a concept album.
Yep.
My introduction to him was also Antichrist Superstar. I didn't even know what that fucking word meant as a kid, but my
Yeah,
brother,
I didn't either. I wasn't like, "This
yeah,
is satanic," but my mom did kinda like,
right.
what are you doing?" I was like,
My brother had the CD, brought it home. First thing I noticed was the back when he had a cup on, like a jock strap, like a cup, and he had hoses going to the other two dudes' mouths, like they were drinking
"Yeah."
his piss. And I'm like, this is fucking weird. And then you open it up, and like I believe the book it had like stuff of like larvae and like flies and like
Mhm.
a mix between like a man and a fly, and it was fucking weird. But yeah, and then Irresponsible Hate Anthem came through the speakers, and I was in love from then on. I was like, this is the coolest
This is
thing I've
the
ever heard in
yeah.
my life.
It
And the only time I remember buying a CD myself was when Hollywood came out. I fucking hated Mechanical Animals, and I probably because for one, I thought the music sucked. That dope show shit, fucking garbage. I thought, and it was all on fucking TRL, and I'm like, what's this fucking mainstream bullshit? Like, and he's fucking dressed like a chick, like with the fucking fake boobies, the mannequin type thing. I was not feeling that shit at
Yeah.
all. When Hollywood and the Valley of the Shadow of Death came out, my mom, I remember this. Like, I didn't even buy it for me. We were looking for a birthday present for my brother, and we went to Shopko, and I'm like, this is the because my brother introduced me to Manson. And I'm like, he doesn't even know this fucking CD's out. I'm telling you, mom, this is what he's gonna want for his birthday. And my mom bought it. And then when we got to the car, she like bitched at me. And it's like, in hindsight, it's like, well, you didn't have to fucking buy it, man. I was just asking you to buy it for my brother. You asked me to pick out a present for my fucking brother. But she was embarrassed, and she realized in hindsight as well when we got to the car, she was getting dirty looks from the fucking cashier probably that was buying the CD for me because have you seen the fucking cover of Hollywood?
Yeah.
That's actually I always thought that I could be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. I think the cover of that album is a real statue of Jesus, like from Italy, but it's old as fuck. It's like a fucking statue from like the 1800s or some shit, and it's just decrepit and decayed and broken. But god damn it, it looks like Marilyn fucking Manson.
Yeah.
And everybody thought that that was him, where they took a picture and removed his bottom jaw through Photoshop and all this shit. But I'm pretty sure it's a photo of a real statue, like that's some Italian
Yeah.
statue.
I had to dig into it.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not 100%
I
sure on that,
I
but
know a lot of his art from his last couple was of his own paintings. Uh, he
yeah.
did yeah, he did mention how he was trying to express more of
I
his
think it's
art.
funny because the motherfucker can't paint for shit.
No.
But the fact that it's Marilyn Manson, everybody want like John Wayne Gacy he was okay at painting, you know. But yeah, Marilyn Manson, like but yeah, he definitely has his own style. It
Yeah.
was that I think he uses watercolor
Yeah, it was
and
watercolor.
like they're not like really amazing paintings, but
Yeah.
if you look at one, it's like maybe they're like that on purpose. Maybe that's the way he fucking does
Yeah,
it.
yeah, but, his paintings would go for, like, shit ton of money if he wanted
Oh,
him
I'd
to
love to
fucking get
have
rid of
one,
'em. Yeah.
just
Oh, me too.
knowing that it's his.
Yeah. I know I
He could
know
draw a picture
after
with his feet. I don't give a fuck. I still want it.
I know after Antichrist Superstar came out, uh, and I got drawn into him, um, other albums, I was shocked he had other albums. Portrait of
Before that
American
one,
Yeah, Portrait of American Family was probably my second favorite album. And then it goes on back to Marilyn Manson and the Spooky Kids. Whenever they didn't have a drummer, it was like a drum machine. They would make music from a drum machine. He really, him and that band, well, I say that band, but I believe some of them even crossed over when he just changed his name to Marilyn Manson. But that album sucked. There was only like one good song. I think it was "Down in the Park." The other ones I just couldn't get into. But I'm with you on the Mechanical Animals. I think he took a change, and I think he was like changing with the culture because you know how during that time it was um a lot of the LGBTQ stuff and all that stuff, and it started predominantly coming out, and actors and musicians were coming out as gay, which You know, I think he was changing with the culture, but there's only
How,
like a
how can I
couple of
piss people off? I know, I'll put boobs on.
well, yeah,
Because
and then we'll
Antichrist
start.
is such an easy way to piss everybody off. It's so easy. But if you want to stay with the times, and if like
Yeah,
if the gay thing or LGBTQ or whatever was in the forefront, then I could see why he would take that
yeah,
under his wing to be
it was,
controversial.
you know, both sides were this or that,
Right.
but that was what he was about, man. Is he wanted to piss everybody off.
That I don't like the drugs, but the drugs like me is like one of the worst songs I've ever heard in my fucking life by
I think
anyone
I
ever.
think Coma White was probably my favorite one off of that album.
I
I mean,
love Great Big White World on that fucking
yeah,
CD.
I think Coma
And
White
fucking
was
Last Day on Earth is fucking
yeah, I
beautiful.
forget. Yeah, Last Day on Earth
But
was
I think
definitely
the live version is so much better.
yeah.
I love the live version of it on that live CD.
But you know,
Um,
I got to thinking, and this goes for any bands. It seems like unless you're like AC/DC or ZZ Top, you know, bands change as the longer they stay. Red Hot Chili Peppers too. They didn't seem like they really changed their style, but for an example, Corn went from this to that. You know, Corn now ain't the Corn what it used to be, and Manson today is nowhere near what Manson was coming up through
oh
the
no.
90s.
But when you get older, you
But
know, you're
exactly, and now that I'm older, I'm like, I get it because 'cause I'm just like, you know, like some of the stuff I do in life, I couldn't still be doing what I used
right,
to enjoy 10 years ago. I'd be burnt out. I'd have to
right.
change something. So I get it now that I get a little older. I'm like, okay, so it's not so much these bands that burn out. It's just more or less like uh
They're growing,
they're
dude, as a
growing.
person, so they're gonna grow
Yeah.
as an artist too. Like, I'm nobody, you know, I'm not that talented, but my music has even changed in the last 10 years. Like, my shit used to be fucked up 10 years ago, but now that I got kids and shit, it's like, do I really want to fucking talk about that shit? I'm not gonna fucking talk about, you know,
Yeah.
I don't want to say it on the internet to
No,
get in
no, I get
trouble,
it.
but
No.
you know what
But when you
my old name
yeah.
was. I
Yeah.
don't want to talk about that shit anymore. Speaking of that, that's one thing. Was there anything else you wanted to say before
No,
we?
I was just basically painting the picture, you know, it's as we get older and I've accepted that how it's like some bands ain't what it used to be, you know.
Right.
We get old and I understand it now. So
Yeah,
that
definitely.
was my 2 cents on that.
I think we could get into some of the rumors and some of the bullshit, like things that were said about him that never fucking happened. Like I was like, for example, I was bringing up Columbine. My old rap name was Joey Columbine, and we got to do an episode on Columbine eventually, but
Oh yeah, we will.
I want to do it right. You know what I mean? But anyway, yeah, April 20th, 1999, Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold shot up the fucking high school in Littleton, Colorado. That shit changed the fucking world. Well, America, we'll say that, not the world. It changed America. That was like the first big event of my life, was that. And it's fucking fucked up. I almost said funny, but it's not funny at all. It's fucked up that they tried blaming that shit on Marilyn Manson.
Yeah.
And Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold didn't even like Marilyn Manson. They listened to fucking No FX.
No FX. Yeah.
You know what I mean? They thought they hated Manson. They're like, who's this fucking guy?
Yeah.
But it's just
The way
another thing.
society
They tried to blame
society.
Mortal Kombat, and this was the
Yep.
first time in my life where I saw that they were trying to fucking blame shit, you know, like even the Matrix, they tried blaming the Matrix because of the goddamn trench coats. But growing up, I heard rumors. The first rumor I ever heard was that he was the kid from the Wonder Years.
Yes.
Do you remember that
I was
one?
gonna mention that. Yeah, you
Yeah.
know, like, because again, we didn't have the internet at our thumbs. I watched the Wonder Years every night. I believe it was what, Nickelodeon or something like that?
You're like, oh my
Nick
god, it's Marilyn
Yeah, I
Manson.
did. I for
Yeah,
years, I and I
everybody fucking did.
that's the only reason why I watched the Wonder Years because, like, that's Brian Wardner. That's fucking
Right.
Marilyn Manson, you know? And then
Another one was that he tried killing himself 3 times, tried slitting his throat because he
yeah.
painted 3 black lines across his throat. Like Manson was the first one I noticed with the crazy makeup. Like Alice Cooper had makeup. You know, a lot of people had fucking makeup before Manson. Guar had crazy ass costumes. But Manson did the weird shit. Like, he would paint just his forehead black. And it's like, what the fuck does that mean? But it looked cool. But it's like, why does it look cool? And who would think to do that?
Yeah.
You know, and like the one goddamn contact lens. Like,
That
who
was
would think to
genius.
fucking do, right? It looked so bizarre. Or he would just take lipstick and put it on his 4 fingers, smear it across his lips. And it's like, why did that look so cool?
Art.
It's just fucking weird, man. But another one, I know you heard this one, removing his ribs so he can suck his own dick.
Oh my god. Yes.
If that guy can suck his
then I
own
didn't
dick,
believe that. I was like,
no,
there's no
absolutely
way.
not.
I don't
But
believe that.
if any man could suck his own dick, he would not be an artist. He'd be way too busy sucking his dick. He wouldn't even take his dog for a walk. Like, his dog would starve. You know what I mean? Like, his fucking mail would be piling up. That man would be sucking his dick. It would be absurd. The guy would be, it wouldn't work. You know, so we all knew that's
Like a
bullshit.
Ron Jeremy.
Yeah.
Modern day Ron
Did
Jeremy.
he suck his own dick?
Oh, absolutely. They called him the Hedgehog, but that's a different podcast.
That is absurd. Yeah, I don't want to get into
whatever.
it. So I also heard that he would I heard one time he threw 2 puppies in the audience and said, "I'm not going to come out here and perform until they're dead and at my feet." And the audience ripped these puppies apart and threw their limbs and guts on the stage. And then he came out and performed. Like, okay, like, that really fucking happened. Shut the fuck up. But this is before the internet, so it's just word of mouth, you know, like, it's like the game telephone, you know, like, by the time this fucking kid heard it and he told his neighbor, "Oh, I heard that fucking, you know, whatever. I heard it was 4 puppies." But I don't know. Is there any rumors you could think of that I might be missing?
Let's see.
I
can't think off the top. I know it was the ribs. That was really a big one. The the kid from the Wonder Years. I can't think of anyone that was really out in the public other than the puppies.
There is one
mentioned.
There is one thing that really happened that's pretty fucked up. He said it in his book. His book, Long Hard Road Out of Hell. Such a cool title, by the way. But that book is fucking amazing. And in this book, he talks about backstage, they would have like hang-arounds and shit. People hanging around or whatever. They would like tie them up and kind of abuse them, whip them, pour ketchup on them, probably piss on them, do stupid ass shit, and make them confess sins. You know, if you want to hang out with the band, you got to confess sins. And it was always dumb shit, you know, like I don't know, just stupid shit probably. But there was one time, now this is fucked up. This is going to get into the controversy later, the other things that we're talking about. But this kid was a minor. He was like 15, 16, 17. They had this kid tied up and they're fucking with him. And they're like, "Confess your sins." And this fucking kid said, "Me and my sister were hitchhiking to this concert and we stopped at a fucking truck stop and a trucker said that he would give us a ride. And when my sister got in the truck, he shut the door and left with her. He abducted my sister. He kidnapped my sister. I don't know where she is."
Yeah,
And
I remember that story.
They fucking untied him and were like, "Dude, like, how old is your sister? Like, we need to call the cops now." Like, Marilyn Manson became Brian Warner real quick.
Yeah.
You know, according to his book, he said that's what happened. They were like, "Whoa, like, we got to quit fucking with this kid." You know, I don't know if they had him tied up, shooting rubber bands at him, or, you know, throwing fucking ketchup and mustard on him. But they said they were like, "We stopped right away," and they called the cops and they told the cops what happened. Apparently, this fucking dude's sister got abducted while hitchhiking to a Manson concert. Like,
that's crazy, man.
That's fucking nuts.
That's
like,
insane.
What are you doing here, you fucking idiot? Like, yeah, I'm cool, but Jesus Christ, dude, your sister. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
That's insane. You know if they ever found her? I'd have to look that up.
I don't know about that. That's a great fucking question.
That's a good Google.
Have you ever seen him live?
No, I haven't.
I did twice.
Never seen him.
The first time I saw him, dude, I was fresh out of a medically induced coma. I was 14 years old. I tried committing suicide. I overdosed. I got put in a medically induced coma. And I was out of my coma for like less than a week. And I went to fucking Alpine Valley and saw him. It was Ozfest. And he was co-headlining. But what fucking sucked is like I was 14. I was all by myself. And I was like the shortest motherfucker on the hill. You know, Alpine Valley is like this giant fucking hill. And I was at the very bottom of the hill, but there was like this big tent in front of me, and I really couldn't see shit. But there was one point where he got on these, they weren't stilts. You've seen him on the stilts, like when he
Yeah.
played Kinderfield and shit. And he was like on a riser, and like his dress went all the way to the ground, like this leather looking dress. And he did his little fucking weird shit, you know, and it was cool. I got to see him then. But it was fucking nuts. I'm 14 years old at the bottom of this hill, and all I see are beer bottles fucking flying, dude. And I'm terrified. Like, I'm gonna get knocked, I'm gonna die here today, you know? And I fucking turn around, I'm watching all these beer bottles so I can dodge them. And clunk, I got whacked in the face by one. They were fucking plastic. But
Oh wow.
they looked like real beer bottles. Like the Corona ones were clear, the fucking Budweiser ones were brown. I'm like fucking terrified, dude. But as soon as I look back, it was like whack. It was like thunk, and I'm like, all right, cool. Like they're fucking plastic, fine. So I turn around and watched. But now another same incident or same venue, Alpine Valley in Wisconsin. My brother saw him at Ozfest 1996, and I think he was playing right before Pantera. And this is like 96, dude. So a lot of people didn't quite get Manson yet. You know what I mean? He was fucking weird wearing fur coats in August and fucking, you know what I mean? Like
Still,
he
yeah.
was fucking weird, dude. Not your Pantera guys, they don't want to fucking see this gay shit. You know what I mean? That's what they thought it
Yeah.
was. So everybody was throwing sod at him. They were ripping up the lawn, like the grass, the sod, and they're fucking throwing it at him. And he's like, come on, motherfuckers, you can't even hit me. And he's bitching and swearing, and his fucking microphone stand got hit, and he fucking walked off stage, dude. He didn't fucking play. Like,
Damn.
I think he was like 3 songs in, but he's swearing at everybody. If there's any listeners out there or live viewers, they can definitely confirm that shit. But yeah, dude, it's on fucking YouTube, dude. Like, you can YouTube Marilyn Manson, Ozfest, Alpine Valley, and you just see grass getting fucking thrown, dude.
That's
And then the
crazy.
second time I saw him, he was on tour with Rob Zombie. It was in the town I live in, kind of. It was Rockford. Um, I live in, not Rockford, right next door. But anyway, he was sick. Like, he kept saying, like, I have a cold, I'm sorry. And he sounded like garbage. He sucked really bad. And he was like, no offense, but he was like fat. And it's like, I'm fat, but it's like, you don't want to see Marilyn Manson fat. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like,
And that's the
I'm not fat shaming, but it's like when you see your people, you're like, oh, it's weird,
yeah.
you know?
Well, that's like I have no uh I guess motivation to even try to see him if he was to do, any live tours anytime soon because what I remember growing up is what I idolized, 96, 97, 98, a skinny, scarred up
Yeah,
white
wearing
dude.
bandages and just like
Like
bleeding, like,
when he cut
oh,
his hair, I
birth
was like,
control.
dude, when he cut his long
Horse.
black hair, I was just like, man.
Yeah,
And I
like
get
that.
it. He's evolving and changing. That's cool, but
Yeah.
some of the things that he would do on stage too would spit, um, throw shit at people. He would throw shit at his band members, like literally chunk the microphone stand.
I
Like,
think that was an accident. I think he was trying to throw the mic stand through the bass drum, the kick drum, the big one on the floor.
yeah.
And he fucking, have you ever
Well,
held the microphone stand?
yeah. Well,
All the weight's at the bottom, and I think it either slipped out of his hand or he let go too soon, and it cracked Gingerfish in the skull and
yeah.
knocked him the
Well,
fuck
well,
out.
this was a different one. It was Twiggy playing, and the microphone stand literally goes like by his head, like through the side of the stage. But that brings me to another point is coming and talking about well, I talk about Gigi Allen a lot, but him being like the underground shock rocker, the heavy metal punk, whatever. And then here comes Marilyn Manson. Now, Marilyn Manson didn't suck up shit and spit it on people in the crowd or try to rape anybody on stage.
Don't do that to me.
You know what I mean?
Stop.
But you know what I'm saying? Like Marilyn
Don't
Manson
do
never
that.
did any of that shit. But
No.
he was the new shock rocker. He was bringing it to the table with ripping the pages out of the Bible. You know, he did everything
Yeah,
he could to
wiping
piss
his ass with the
every
American flag, telling
yeah.
people to spit on him.
And it was
I've seen him cut himself. He broke a
it
beer
was all
bottle one time
staged, you
and
know.
he carved a heart around his
Yeah.
heart, like just sitting there bleeding. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy?
And growing up, I knew even at that time that I knew it was all stage. It was all shock value. You know, this dude would leave concerts, go home, do blow and paint. You know what I mean? Or have these big ass
Right.
parties. You know, it was nothing like what he portrayed on stage. And even at my age, I knew that. Like, you know, so for people to blame him for tragic events, it's absurd. They're just society looking for something to blame somebody for society fucking up, I guess.
100%. Now, you mentioned drugs, like doing coke or whatever. Like Marilyn Manson was a fucking lunatic when it came to that. There is, let's see here, an article with Revolver Magazine, 8 insane stories of drugs, pain, and pushing the limits with Marilyn Manson. So I thought we could go over these a little bit if you were
Yeah,
in.
let's hear it.
So, in the beginning of the creative process, Marilyn Manson and his bandmates find themselves lost in mountains of cocaine. The Antichrist sessions did not get off to a flying start. Co producer Dave Ogilvy would sometimes disappear to play video games, and guitarist Daisy Berkowitz wasn't killing it in the riff writing department. And worst of all, the band's insatiable appetite for cocaine was proving to be a major distraction. Never in a life of prodigious drug use had I ever filled my nostrils with so much white powder. That's a quote from his book. And he also said, every day we would get so wired that we wouldn't be able to focus on recording anything, a situation that would antagonize us so greatly that we would grow even more paranoid and useless. I do remember that in the book when they were trying to record Antichrist Superstar. All they did was just blow, dude. And I think they recorded it like at a hotel, and like Daisy Berkowitz would just hang out in the lobby and just of the hotel, like geeking his balls off. And he wouldn't write shit, like he wouldn't write any fucking goddamn riffs. And Trent Reznor was getting fucking fed up and pissed off. Speaking of Trent Reznor, singer of Nine Inch Nails, but he also produced a lot of Marilyn Manson shit in his earlier years. So Trent Reznor maliciously smashed one of Daisy Berkowitz's guitar, fueling a spree of destruction. So, frustrated by their lack of productivity and realizing that more distracted the band became, the less interested anyone outside the group became in motivating them, Manson seized hold of the situation, not by rallying the troops, but by gleefully engaging in drug-fueled acts of destruction. These are triggered one day when Trent Reznor walked in and Berkowitz excitedly showed the Nine Inch Nails main man a refurbished guitar that he had rescued from a destructive video shoot. Trent Reznor took the guitar, pretended to be interested in it, then turned around and smashed it to bits over an amp, leaving Berkowitz dumbfounded. Now, Manson said we had turned a new corner in our work on Antichrist Superstar. Now, not only we were not productive, we were destructive. In the days that followed, our band's first drum machine would be thrown out of a second-story window, Trent Reznor's walls would be punched through, Twiggy's equipment would be smashed, and Daisy's 4-track recorder would be put in a microwave set to high, frying its circuit board beyond repair.
Damn.
Yeah, dude. Like, they're like, well, I could record the record with Trent Reznor. Let's fucking go nuts, right? So another. Do you want me to keep going or what?
Yeah, man.
Another one is sleep deprivation and more drugs. Finally,
Hmm.
kickstart the creative process. Shockingly, insane amounts of cocaine and the wanton destruction of instruments didn't fire up the group's creativity, but the band did ultimately find other forms of inspiration. According to Marilyn Manson, what proved most effective were pain rituals, self stimulation, and staying up for days on end. Masturbation, hardcore pornography, and sleep deprivation changed my life, Manson said. The first time I stayed up for 4 days straight on crystal meth, we started to put down the music to Antichrist Superstar. So a 4-day fucking binger of crystal meth is what was basically like the birth of that
Of
album.
Antichrist Superstar. No wonder it's such a good album.
Dude, right? Like everybody's music sucks when they get clean. Like
Yeah,
Eminem was the greatest
absolutely.
rapper of all time, and now he's clean, and it's like fuck this guy. um, Marilyn Manson was in Eminem music video, right? And
Yeah.
Marilyn Manson had the word war written on his stomach. Do you know what that was a reference to?
No, what is that?
Uh Tate, not Tate. It was Lino LaBianca and his wife Rosemary LaBianca that were murdered by the Manson family.
Yeah.
Lino LaBianca, when they found his body, he had like a fork protruding from his throat, and he had the word "war" carved into his stomach. So when Marilyn Manson was in the music video for I Am, the Eminem video, I Am,
Mm,
I think, because I think the line is like, Marilyn and the heroin, where were the parents at? Like that was the lyric. Well,
yeah.
Manson was in the video doing his fucking hand thing, and he had the word war written on him. But check this out. You're going to love this. So the band steals human bones from NOLA cemeteries and does the obvious thing, smokes them. Now, NOLA is acronym for New Orleans,
No.
Louisiana.
Yep.
So while Marilyn Manson and his partners in crime were working in New Orleans, they combed through the city's cemeteries and discovered they could easily pick bones like strawberries. After a particularly productive raid, he presented the human remains to some friends in a hotel room. What followed was unsanitary and likely hazardous. We talked them into chipping off pieces of the bones, putting it in a pipe, and smoking it. We smoked it. It was terrible. It smelled like burnt hair. It gave you a really bad headache, and it made your eyes red. So they smoked dead fucking bodies while they were
Ah,
recording that.
classic. This
Now,
is Antichrist Superstar, right?
I believe so. Yeah. Now, you know who Billy Corgan is?
Yes. Smashing
Singer of
Pumpkins.
Smashing Pumpkins. Yeah.
Yes.
So apparently Billy Corgan snorted sea monkeys.
Ugh.
They're bry shrimp, I believe, is what sea monkeys are.
Yeah.
But so one of Marilyn Manson's playmates during the Antichrist Superstar era was Smashing Pumpkins frontman Billy Corgan. Their bromance was odd but sincere. In addition to talking about music, literature, and philosophy, the two tested the boundaries of extremism. Corgan may not have ever smoked bones with the band, but he did snort brine shrimp, more popularly known as sea monkeys. They're like little fleas that live in the sea, Manson told them. You can take them out of the water and dry them out in a white powder. You can leave them for years, but when they come in contact with moisture, they come alive again. Billy thought it was coke and he snorted it. He's going to have little fleas living in his sinuses for 2 years. He's pissing out little prawns. So that's a dick move to give your buddy fucking sea monkeys and tell him it's cocaine. Have you ever heard of the gross out contest when Motley Crue and Ozzy Osbourne were on tour together?
No, what is that?
They did a gross out contest where just do some fucked up shit and see what happens. Like I believe Mick Mars took his dick out and went to piss on the sidewalk. And when he was done pissing on the sidewalk, as he went down to lick it up, Ozzy Osbourne pushed him out of the way and he started licking it up. And apparently Ozzy Osbourne snorted a line of ants. There was like ants walking in a single file line down the sidewalk. Ozzy grabbed a dollar bill or straw or whatever, got on his knees, and snorted a line of fucking live ants, dude.
Dude, I don't
And
even like water getting up my nose.
right? So that totally reminded me of that though, like giving your buddy fucking brine shrimp to snore like it was cocaine. So another one is sometimes even Marilyn Manson wonders why he's doing the shit that he's doing. Oh, imagine that, right?
Hmm.
So, as Manson's image of debauchery and inhibition grew, so did his sense that he needed to live up to that image. As a result, he sometimes found himself engaging in behavior that he wasn't even into at all, just to be dirty. By way of illustration, the rocker shared the following lovely story in The Long Hard Road Out of Hell. You got to read this book if you haven't read this fucking book. It's crazy.
I've read some of it. I gotta finish it.
No, I'm telling the fucking audience, the
Oh yeah,
world.
yeah.
But yeah, you got to read it too, fucker.
The long hard road out of hell was also on Spawn soundtrack.
Yeah, the song, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was the only song on that soundtrack that I liked.
I
Who
haven't
was it?
heard that soundtrack. I don't think.
Yeah, just the Manson song's the only good song on it,
I'll check it out for sure.
from
So
what I remember.
from in that book, he's saying that one night Manson went to the nightclub. It was called the Hideout with his then girlfriend at the time, Missy. They bumped into a girl who had given him oral sex the year before. When he drunkenly left the bar to take a leak, the woman slipped into the bathroom with him, rushed to the toilet, and urinated. Manson looked away, but she urged him to take a look at a ring inserted through the hood of her clitoris. She said she got the piercing when she was 15, and he wrote that he was disgusted by the reddened, infected flesh. Then she took out a small Ziploc baggie of shitty cocaine, and Manson snorted a bunch of it. What followed was motivated by neither love nor lust, but rather sheer perversity. I thrust my hand down her pants and violently yanked the ring on her hood of her clitoris, making her yell in pain, surprise, or delight. Then I thrust my thumb inside her, bending my middle finger around her and ramming it into her asshole. Why am I doing this?
Jeez.
I thought to myself. I wasn't trying to turn her or myself on. I was just trying to be dirty. The situation seemed to call for it. I could have just as easily stuck my hand in a garbage can and accomplished the same goddamn thing. So what he's saying is like he got to the point to his life to where he's like, I'm Marilyn Manson. I have to do fucked up things. I have to be this crazy person.
Right.
And he ran into a bitch in the bathroom that, you know, used to blow him or whatever. And he's just starts fucking,
Yeah, just that's so grimy though. Even I don't know. Like you let
100%.
I don't know.
And
I guess it goes to your head when you're coming up
oh,
and
for
being a
sure,
big
dude.
rock star, you know.
Right. So another, I got a couple more. We can keep talking about them. A disastrous studio session is followed by a very dark turn of events. So, feeling desperate and despondent in the studio, Manson channeled all of his agony and whatever energy he had left into the vocals of Tourniquet. Remember that song?
Yes.
Fucking love that song. Only to be told by Reznor that he sounded too theatrical, leading him to binge on liquor, pills, and drugs. I remember this in the book. I think he was in the book. He was talking about how fucking sad he was, and he's like, "What am I doing with my life?" And he started crying, like literally crying. I think he did a line of coke, and tears were pouring like down his face and like hitting the pile of coke, and he's singing
Mm.
the fucking song of Tourniquet. And Trent Reznor turned it off and was like, "Hey, it's not Shakespeare. Like, fucking knock it off." But Manson was like, "I was literally crying, you know, like I was fucking that upset." But anyway, as morning approached, Trent Reznor drove the thoroughly ripped Manson home, where he discovered his girlfriend Missy had overdosed. She was shivering, but her skin was stippled with sweat, which had soaked into the sheets around her. She didn't even acknowledge my presence. Her eyes were rolling to the back of her head. I wonder if my own self indulgence had killed her. We rushed Missy to the hospital, the same one she had taken me to when I overdosed. The nurses wheeled her into an emergency room and shot her with adrenaline to keep her alive. The doctor exclaimed to me that Missy was 3 months pregnant, and if she decided to have an abortion, she would have to wait until her flu went away. She later aborted the baby. So there almost was a mini Manson running around.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And if they
That's
gave her
crazy.
adrenaline, then it would had to have been fucking heroin or sleeping pills, opiates or something.
Right. That's crazy, man. I couldn't imagine living a lifestyle like that. Like just always just fucked up, go, go, go.
Yeah, or you don't even know if you're coming or going. Like, what the fuck?
I was young
No,
and dumb too, but I never was at some point I was like, man, I'm fucking tired. I need to go to bed. You know?
yeah, but dude, if you're on drugs like that, there's no,
Well,
you
yeah, I
know.
mean, obviously, the drugs is probably what's
Oh, for
amplifying
sure.
everything,
And
but
when you're young, like in our episode Club 27, everybody go check that out. We were thinking, like, is 27 the age where your body just gives up and they're like, I can't take
yeah.
this anymore?
Yeah, I
I
forgot
don't
about
know.
that. Yeah. No, absolutely. And I'm surprised I'm surprised Marilyn Manson is still alive today.
I don't know how true
Like
this is,
think
but like,
about that.
dude, right. The book the book Long Hard Road Out of Hell, he talks he don't like I'm pretty sure this came out like before Mechanical Animals and shit. So he's only talking about the Antichrist Superstar days mostly. But a friend of mine, I don't know if this is one of those rumors or not, but he's like, he tells me all the time, he's like, that guy needs to write another book because when
Mhm.
Mechanical Animals came out, that's when he really got into the drugs. And I'm like, I don't know, man, because Long Hard Road Out of Hell, the way I don't know if you could get into drugs more than the way he was when they were recording Antichrist Superstar, dude.
I just like how do you survive? Like how did he survive that? As much drugs
You
as
know,
he's
he
put in his
wasn't
system.
fucking drinking water and shit like he was supposed
No,
to. You
he
know what I
wasn't
mean?
hydrating.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely not. Probably not eating or nothing. Like it's just it's fucking insane. I don't know, man.
Uh, that's insane. That's crazy.
We got more binge stories if you'd like to hear. Um, After firing one of his producers and feeling betrayed, Manson pushes the limits of his drug abuse and self-inflicted pain. So, having decided that the band's productive stagnancy was partially due to the producer, who had apparently given up in trying to motivate the band, Manson fired him. Soon after, the guy's name was Ogilvy. That was his last name. So soon after, Ogilvy was working with Trent Reznor on music for a David Lynch movie, a project Manson and the director had talked about doing together months earlier.
Was
Was that
was it
movie
Lost
Lost
Highway?
Highway? Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
Lost
it
Highway.
was.
I've yet to see
So
that.
I've never seen it either. I
I've
wonder
heard
if
good
it's good.
things.
David Lynch, like, did he do Fight Club and shit or
I
no?
think so. I I think so.
We're such terrible podcast. The
God.
beautiful podcast. The beautiful podcast. So So anyway, it was around the time that Manson reached a new level of self-destruction. He indulged in a reckless binge that made everything else he had done in New Orleans look like an opening act. He wrote, I experimented with different prescription drugs, morphine sulfate, Percocets, Lorcets, and shoved sewing needles underneath my fingernails to test my pain threshold because my emotional one had already been crossed. That's so fucking emo. I'm gonna hurt myself because my soul and my heart hurts so bad. So I'm gonna
Oh,
poke my and puncture wounds too. Like emo kids are all about puncture wounds. So like
weird.
I don't know. Like he had me at the cocaine and horrors. I'm like, yeah, this guy's awesome. And he's like, but then I like to put needles in my fingernails.
My fingernails.
It's like
Well,
fuck.
the broken bottles on stage and cutting your nipple underneath your nipple wasn't enough.
Exactly, yeah.
Like, geez.
So a lot of that I read was from interviews he did with Revolver magazine and also shit that he done with his book, The Long Hard Road Out of Hell. You gotta fucking check it out, man. So I also have 10 wild stories of Marilyn Manson according to Rolling Stone magazine. Would you like to hear them?
Yeah, let's hear it.
If they're repetitive, then we will stop. So this one looks like it's all right. This might be a little bit. They do talk about the 4-track recorder that they put in the fucking microwave, but let's see how much of this. I think he go. Like, this article goes a little bit more in depth. So one of the most destructive studio moments involved Trent Reznor smashing Daisy's prized refinished Fender Jaguar electric guitar
Hmm.
when he salvaged from the scrap pile of their Sweet Dreams video shoot. So that's where the guitar was from. This is giving us more information. He walked into the live room, excited to find Trent sitting there. Manson wrote, hold on, let's man, I'm getting over a cold. All right, so yeah, fuck that. We're not gonna get into that. Talk while I read. Say something.
Hello. No,
No.
so um I was going to tell you something earlier about some of the stuff that he would do on stage.
Okay, let's get
Um
into that.
so wha- it was one of the he was wearing the fur coat. I remember one of the live videos. He had the podium. He was always big on that big ass podium, the fur coat.
Oh, that was such a cool thing, the podium.
Yeah. Um
Because he was like a politician, right? Like,
yeah, and I think
and
he
he would
had
lean
this
on it and
flag.
fucking
I think he had this flag that I have on our background. I
yeah.
think it was up there. Uh, but he would I remember watching it and he would stop the show and just go on these religious political rants. And the whole in his his concerts, dude, as he was getting bigger, like, would be like just sold the fuck out, like huge ass auditoriums would just I probably over 1,000. Well, hell, it's more than that in them auditoriums, isn't it? How many people?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you're
So
talking
we're
five
talking like,
digits.
yeah, like, um,
30,
and the
40,000, 30, 40, 50,000 people.
yeah, and the things that he could say and do, it was mind blowing at some of the stuff. Like he could literally move the crowd just by like a word, and I
Oh,
know
yeah.
most big artists can do that. I get it, but to see him on a podium, up there and just the people just listens to everything he had to say, it was just mind blowing. At the time I watched it, and I think that was about the time YouTube was coming around, and it was like I was playing catch up as a kid with Google and YouTube. Like, oh man, I remember this. Till this day, I still look up certain things and I try to go back and find, like making the band. I think Marilyn Manson on MTV had this tryout for people to sing one of his songs. Uh,
Really?
yeah, and the winner
God
would
damn it.
get like signed memorabilia and hang out with Manson for a day. Um,
I wonder if
yeah.
they did coke and microwaved fucking 4-track recorders.
Probably shot rubber bands at him.
Like, you might be a little disappointed here, son. Congratulations and all,
Yeah.
but here's one of my shitty water
Yeah,
paintings.
it's like, or they'd probably just go back to his house and be like, I'm gonna go to Starbucks,
Like,
and then
where's
I'm gonna
Evan Rachel Wood? Oh, she's tied to the radiator.
come over to the house. We'll eat pancakes, Starbucks, and paint. It's like
Yeah, right.
I wanted to go do blow and have sex with some hookers. No, we went home to
Right. The Evan
paint. And
Rachel Wood joke. Please forgive me, audience. We're going to get into the Evan Rachel Wood thing eventually here. But
you want to get into it?
we can. I feel like there was something else I was going to say, but maybe not. Yeah, I'm not going to read any more articles. Fuck all that. Because how long you want to go? An hour
Yeah,
ish?
whatever you want to do, man.
It's been a month since we've done a podcast. It's fucking crazy, right? Um, I don't know. I forgot the fuck I was gonna say. Okay, I do want to touch on this. There's this part in the book where he talks about cocaine a lot, and there's like ways to define whether or not you're a cokehead. But I couldn't find it, so instead we're gonna read the reasons. Isn't it Pride Month, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a whole fucking list here of why you may or may not be gay, according to Marilyn Manson in his book Long Hard Road Out of Hell. Are you ready?
Let's hear it.
All right. So this is all quoting Marilyn Manson, not Darren Duncan or Darren Danson, whatever you prefer.
Carolyn dancing.
So this is taken strictly word for word, verbatim from his book The Long Hard Road Out of Hell. Starting right now. My philosophy about sexuality is that I don't have a problem with anything anyone does in any way. All I ask is that you know the rules. I've sucked the dicks of several men, which a lot of straight guys won't admit to having done or wanting to do. But just like kissing a girl can't get her pregnant, sucking a guy's dick doesn't make you gay unless you break rule number 3. It's not that I'm against being gay, I just want to clarify what makes you gay. Please note that this list only pertains to guys. All women are by nature lesbians. So let's get things straight. No pun intended. If you meet any of the qualifications below, you are gay. Again, I just want to go on record and say that this is Marilyn Manson, not me. Dude, I'm gonna be so fucking pissed if somebody hops in on this video in the middle of it and is like, I've sucked so many dicks, and it's like, damn, Darren, what the fuck has gotten into this guy?
So
Like,
good.
I should have had you read this shit.
Why?
Right.
Why me?
Why did I even bring this up? This fucking sucks. I totally shot myself in the foot.
I'm kind of excited now. I want to hear it.
Ah. So according to Marilyn Manson, this is the 39 reasons why you're gay.
Holy shit, 39.
Yeah, 30
Yeah.
fucking 9.
Hell, we might fall into these one of them.
I guarantee at least 8. I'm gonna go on record and say at least 8 of them.
Oh my god.
So we'll just raise our hand.
You want to raise your
Yeah.
hand and be like, and
Yep.
I won't say shit.
No, we're just gonna raise our
It's like-
hand, and you do it at home as well. Raise your hand if you've done this.
Yeah, or
So
put a
according to
comment
Marilyn
below
Manson-
and put a little hand up or
Yes, exactly. Do that. Type in the number of the rule that you broke that makes you gay.
there
This
you
is
go.
for Pride Month. All right. We love our gay and lesbian listeners for sure. So, and it's the topic's Marilyn Manson. So what are you gonna do?
Yeah, we're here to piss people off. Don't blame us though.
Don't blame us. Exactly. We have t-shirts for sale, and we would love your $5 a month to our Patreon. We'll get into that later as well. So, number one, if you get someone else's cum on you. Number two, if you've ever owned a Smiths album. Number three, if you get hard while sucking another guy's dick. If you don't, you're straight, unless he gets sperm on you. Because that goes back to rule number one, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
All right. So, number four, if Michael Stipe is in the room with you and you're having sex with a woman, you're bisexual. Who's Michael Stipe again? Google it real quick. You got your phone?
Yeah.
Michael Stipe. I know who the fuck that is.
Michael Stipe. Or somebody leave a comment below and help me out.
Number six, if you tap your feet to a Smith song. Number seven, if you discuss art for more than 45 minutes.
So Michael Stipe.
Oh, REM.
REM.
Yeah, okay. Hell no, that's fucking funny.
Oh my god.
So number four is if Michael Stipe is in the room with you and you're having sex with a woman, you're bisexual. So this had to come from somewhere. I bet Manson was fucking some chick and Michael Stipe was probably in the corner doing blow or something. So this one's funny. Number seven is if you discuss art for more than 45 minutes. Technically, we've been live on the internet for 56 and a half minutes, kind of talking about art. So does that make us gay?
No way.
I'm not going to go for it.
Nah.
Number eight, if you've ever worn a beret. Number nine.
Let me raise my hand to that.
Oh, but that's military shit, right?
Yeah, like, does that count?
How dare he? That cannot count.
Nah, we're talking like they're probably talking like one of them, like, floofy, one of them
I
Prince,
sure as hell
like
hope
a
so.
Prince beret or something, like a, like a raspberry beret or something.
Did you say Prince?
Yeah.
Such a weird guy because he was a pussy getting motherfucker, but damn it, when I see him, I'm like, that dude's gay as fuck. But apparently, he was a womanizer. Like, bitches love him.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, so number nine, if you kiss a guy and he has a hard-on, you're not gay unless you have a hard-on too. So apparently you can kiss guys and not be gay. As long as your dick doesn't get hard. If his dick's hard, fine.
Yeah, you're not gay.
Number 10, if you have any kind of sex with a male or a female to the Smiths. The Smiths is a band, obviously.
Yeah.
So I think we put that together. Number 11, there's 39 of these, folks. Number 11, if your only purpose in life is to get girls pregnant so they can have more girls to have lesbian sex together, that's just like, that's
weird.
That's like pedophilic to me.
Yeah.
If your only purpose in life is to get girls pregnant so they can have more girls to have lesbian sex together. Fuck you, Marilyn Manson, for putting that in your book. I want to punch you in your gigantic nose.
He must have been high on meth on that one.
Yeah, that one is super
That's
duper.
Weird.
Like, that's not.
But again,
funny.
But to be honest, look, he's doing it to piss everybody off. I mean, that's what he does.
I guess. Number 12, if you jack off and get cum on yourself.
Oh. How is that gay?
That's according to Marilyn Manson. It's gay as fuck. It's number 12 in the list of 39.
Fucking bullshit.
Number 13. If you get a boner watching Gilligan's Island, dude, have you seen Ginger? Come on.
Yeah, I never got a boner though.
I've never watched Gilligan's Island. I'm just saying. Ginger was a fucking hottie. If you don't, okay, number 14. If you don't get a boner watching Bewitched. This guy's high as fuck on blow, coming up with 39 reasons why you're gay.
Yeah,
I think he's trying to be funny.
He's speaking out of his ass.
I think this is his attempt at comedy. So number 15 is if there's a Smith song on in the bar and you're in the bathroom with your dick in your hand, you're gay. These kind of remind me of Jeff Foxworthy jokes.
Yeah.
Let's start the list by that. You might be gay if your name is Richard and you go by Dick. These seem funnier now. You might be gay if you're friends with anyone named Dick. You might be gay if you don't cheat on your wife. You're only using her as a prop to making people think you're not gay. What the fuck is wrong with this guy? Number 19, if you're friends with a model. Everybody's a model these days with fucking Instagram.
Yeah.
Number 20, if you fuck a girl who likes the Smiths. There's a lot of Smith references in here. 21, if you don't eat meat because the Smiths album Meat is Murder had an impact on your life.
I'm gonna have to go listen to the Smiths. Does that make me gay?
Yeah, totally. Because I don't think we're gonna like them. I don't think we're gonna like
It'll
them.
be like another Ghost.
They're probably like The Cure or something.
I'm gonna say Ghost.
Oh man, fucking Ghost.
Ghost.
I was in a fucking vintage toy store today, and the guy was like, "I know you're into horror." He's like, "But are you into music?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah, I'm into music." He's like, "I got this ghost." I'm like, "I'm gonna stop you right there, man." Like, I don't even want to see this fucking thing. I don't care how rare it is.
I will walk the fuck out.
Fuck. Yeah, like I will leave. As cool as this store is, I'm fucking out of here, motherfucker. I will put that Toxic Avenger fucking action figure right back on the shelf, bitch. So anyway,
you could stop right there.
Yeah, I was like, I heard. I'm like, nope.
Mm-mm.
So number 19, or no, number 22. If you do anything spiritual, that's stupid. 23. This is weird. I don't know why this is like this, but it's the @ symbol, the numeric symbol, and 3 exclamation points. So I think it's fuck. I think he's trying to say fuck. If you fuck a pregnant woman and she's carrying a boy, you're gay. If you get sperm on the amniotic sac, the baby will grow up to be gay too. Oh, fuck off, Marilyn Manson. You're a fucking idiot. 24, if you've ever had a haircut like Morrissey. 25, if you ever gotten a haircut while the Morrissey or Smith's album was playing in the room. This fucking guy. These are all Marilyn. For all of you just tuning in, these are all Marilyn Manson's, not me. Number 26, if you've ever talked about or owned a crystal. Yeah, you're gay.
Yeah,
But and see, like we grew up in a time when you could say that to your friend and it was just synonymous with like dumbass or jerk off or asshole. Like I would never call a homosexual person a fag. You know what I mean? I would never do that, but I'll call my best friend one every chance I get. Or even gay. I'd be like, "Oh, you're gay. That's gay." Whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway, moving on, just so people know where we come from in this shit. Number 27, if you've ever put Band-Aids on your nipples as a fashion statement. The singers of Butcher Babies are furious right now, I can tell. Let's see. 28, if you've ever spent more than a week on South Beach. 29, if you're not thinking about tits right now. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. If you're not thinking about tits right now, you're gay. Okay.
Well, since you said it, I am talking.
Now I'm definitely thinking about him. I'm not. You know what I'm not thinking about is the tits that he wore on the fucking Dope Show music video. Not thinking about those ones. Nippleless bastards.
Weird.
Number 30. If you still like Judas Priest after you heard the rumor that Rob Halford was gay, never liked Judas Priest to begin with ever.
Mm-mm.
Number 31. If you get a hard on while taking a shit, wow, that's fucked up. Man, we only got a few left. Let's burn through these. I'm just like, I really regret bringing this up now. I apologize. Whoo! Okay, so number 32, if you know what sperm tastes like. Number 33, if you kiss a girl with tongue after she's swallowed your... Okay. Number 34, if you get hard while reading this. Only a couple left. Number 35, if you know the names of anyone who's ever been in the Smiths besides Morrissey and Johnny Marr. 36, if you're a male model. 37, if you get choked up listening to Boys Don't Cry by The Cure. The only song I like by The Cure is the one on the Crow soundtrack. I love that song. Number 38, if you're a clothing designer. Number 39, if your last, first, middle, or only name is Morrissey. Now, rules that Marilyn Manson claims to have broken is number 1, 2, 12, 20, 26, 30, 33, and 38.
Yeah, don't go back and repeat those.
I was kind of thinking about it, though.
Ugh, what was the worst one?
All right, well, let's just do them real
12?
quick.
Number
So
12.
rules that Marilyn Manson's broken. According to Marilyn Manson, rules that if you break these rules, you're gay. He's a clothing designer. He kissed a girl with tongue after she swallowed his semen. He liked Judas Priest after he found out the singer was gay. He talked about or owned a crystal. Let's see. He fucked a girl who liked the Smiths. So stupid. He jacked off and got cum on himself. And he owned a Smiths album and he got someone else's cum on him. So yeah, Marilyn Manson is definitely gay. I'm so glad that it's over with now. We can move on. Whoo! Yep, we just went from 150 people watching this live to 0.
Ugh.
Seriously,
Whatever.
nobody is watching live right now on my feed.
You scared him away.
Oh my god. I firmly regret bringing that up. I'm sorry, Audie. I shouldn't have done that. I didn't
Who
think about
cares?
that.
Don't blame us. What a way to
Blame
come back, right?
blame Daryl and Danson instead. Oh my god, I feel bad about that.
Make a ban him.
I thought it was going to be funny, and it was a little.
Dude, that was funny. Who cares? If it offended
But it was.
anybody, oh well.
I wish I found the cocaine one. Fuck. The only one I remember from the like you're a cokehead. It was like if you know what the part of skin between your thumb and forefinger is called. I don't know.
What that's
I don't
called.
know what the fuck it's called, but I've definitely done cocaine before. I don't know. What else you want to talk about, man? I know the topic is Maryland. Oh, let's get into the Evan Rachel Wood thing, unless there's anything else you want to talk about.
No, yeah, I want to bring that up. Let's go.
Let me guess. You did not watch the documentary, did you?
No, I did not. I did not.
I've
been doing everything else around here. I just got this set up
fucked up
to do this. So
no,
like the camera can't pick up half the shit that's not even set up here.
So this is going to be a really controversial thing, and I really want to tread lightly on this. But let's get into it. So Evan Rachel Wood dated Marilyn Manson when she was 18 years old. He was like 40. Right off the bat, to me, that's not okay. In the eyes of the government and everything, 18 is a legal age. You can go fucking fight a goddamn war and die for your country. But maturity level as an 18-year-old, I don't think you should be making decisions that adults are allowed to make. With that being anyway, Evan Rachel Wood is an actress. She recently came out with a documentary entitled Phoenix or Rising Phoenix or something.
Mm-hmm.
And she dated Marilyn Manson. She claims that he sexually abused her and did all kinds of fucked up shit to her. And apparently, when she finally got the balls, for lack of a better term, to come out, for another lack of a better term, and say that he abused her or whatever, she found survivors, quote unquote survivors. And I use that term lightly because Survivor, everybody uses. I mean, there's a goddamn TV show called Survivor, you know? So, like, to me, Survivor is like a Jewish man that fucking lived through the Holocaust, you know? Or a fucking war veteran, you know? But anyway,
Right, I get it.
That's neither here nor there. I'm sorry. I'm trying to tread lightly. Anyway, please stop me if I ramble also. But anyway, so this documentary is about women who've been abused by Marilyn Manson. Now, Evan Rachel Wood was an actress at a very young age, and she was in this movie called 13. And that movie was about 13-year-old girls doing drugs and having sex and things that 13-year-old girls should not be fucking doing. And after that movie, she did such a good job in it, Hollywood saw her as that type of actress. So they started casting her in all these movies for like these mature type roles of the young girl being in the bad girl and doing the drugs and having sex with the guy or whatever. And anyway, she said that she was at a party with her friend, and this guy walked by, and her and her friend even had the discussion like, look at this fucking Marilyn Manson wannabe, and they were making fun of him. He circled back and introduced himself, and he introduced himself as Manson. Not Marilyn, not Brian, it was Manson. And apparently later on in the documentary, we find out that he has split personalities, and sometimes he's Brian, sometimes he's Marilyn, sometimes he's Manson, whatever. My whole thing with this, my opinion after watching this whole fucking documentary, I think it's like 2 hours. I think she was 18 years old. In the eyes of the law, she's an adult. But in my opinion, you are not an adult at 18. I think that everything that she did with Marilyn Manson, she wanted to do. She agreed to do it at the time. And then as she got older, now that she's in her 30s or whatever, she looks back and she's like, I was a stupid fucking kid. I didn't know any better. I should have never done those things. I blame him. It's his fucking fault. He groomed me. He loved bombed me. If you're unfamiliar with those terms when it comes to pedophilia and things like that, when people groom, it's kind of self-explanatory. Are you familiar with what grooming is?
Yeah, I get it.
When they're just like, it's okay, like this is normal.
Yeah.
And then love bombing is kind of self-explanatory as well. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you.
Mm-hmm.
You're the most important thing in my life. Well, I kind of think, but what do I fucking know? I don't know either one of these motherfuckers. But I do kind of think that the things that she did at the time, like I said, she was okay with. And then now that she's an adult, she's like, that son of a bitch took advantage of me. And you know what? He fucking did. He was 40 fucking years old and she was 18. Fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
Go fuck a 40-year-old woman. And I think he was with that Vita Von Teese or whatever, a grown woman who was a fucking burlesque dancer and shit. Like you. But it's like, the rock star thing, like, I don't know, man. A lot of men think that it's cool and like they want that young girl that they could train. No, it's not training, it's grooming, motherfucker. And like, you want to get the young girl to teach her your ways and to love you for you because they don't know otherwise. They don't know what the rest of the world's opinion is of you. You can tell them whatever the fuck you want and they're going to fucking believe it. It's like going to a fucking strip club or your first day of college. You could be anybody you want to fucking be. You can lie your ass off. And I think that's what he did to this young girl. And she was in love and was all cool with it. And then eventually was like, she started to become wiser. And she's like, this is fucked up. I don't want to do it anymore. And it's like the drunk girl that's like, yeah, I'll fuck these two guys. And then when she sobers up, they raped me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know this sounds fucked up.
No, I get it.
Tread lightly. I'm not victim blaming.
But you know, and I was going to make a comment. I'm
still saying
victim shaming or blaming.
That. But yeah, go ahead.
I'm not victim shaming or blaming, but you know, it's Marilyn Manson. You're stepping into a whole different world. Like you already know this dude ain't going to be your normal guy that you find, or hey, this guy's a rock star, but behind closed doors he's this. But it's like, no, it's Marilyn Manson.
He's such a sweetheart. I'm gonna take him home to my mom.
Like you should know, like you're fucking with Marilyn Manson. Like this dude's fucking weird. Like
right, but at 18 years old,
right, and there again, going back to the child mindset. I agree with you. 18 is not. It's still young, I guess, because we're old now, but 18, you're still figuring out life, and then you're gonna step into a room with fucking Marilyn Manson, like,
yeah.
I'm not victim shaming, but come on, you kind of had it coming. I'm
absolutely.
Just saying.
Right, I totally get what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Like,
but at 18, Manson was the adult in that situation. Legally, Evan Rachel Wood was an adult, but in that situation, the 40-year-old Marilyn Manson was the adult, and he fucking knew better, and
he knew what he was doing. Yeah, I get it.
But yeah, I don't think that. I don't know. I think Manson's a fucking total scumbag for it. I think. Like, I don't hate the fucking dude, but I don't know.
It's not like she was like she's not like she was 14.
But still, he was
legally 18.
Only 4 years from it.
Yeah, but you and I know that's a child. But by the eyes of the law, it's 18.
No,
whatever.
I know, and it's fucked up. I mean, I get it
Yeah.
because yeah, legally, yeah, everything was between two consenting adults, according to Marilyn Manson, and I think that was. I think it was two consenting adults, and then in hindsight, the other
Yeah.
adult was like, "Oh, I shouldn't have done that." But now let's talk about the fucking music video for Heart Shaped Glasses, the fucking terrible goddamn song. Never watched the video, but apparently this is fucked up too. A bunch of other adults were around filming this fucking music video, and apparently they had real sex. But like the way she describes it is like a rape. But it's like, I don't know, it's so fucking weird.
Yeah. I
Because
wouldn't watch the video.
they were boyfriend and girlfriend at the time.
Yeah.
And I mean, no means no. And if you could, people could rape their wives, that's no means no, right?
Right. Right.
But in this I never seen the music video, but apparently they had real intercourse. And she says the whole time, she's like, "Oh my God, why is this happening? Why isn't anybody stopping it?" And so I don't know, dude. I don't know. I wasn't fucking there. But
I watched the video and I don't know. I can tread lightly on this too because I'm saying you're being raped. Like, fucking stop.
right, why didn't she cry out
You
and
know
be
what I
like,
mean? Like,
"I
hey,
don't want to
why
do
didn't
this
she say, hey,
bullshit."
someone fucking help? I watched the video and it honestly, seriously, it didn't look like rape. Like it looked
Yeah,
like
I know, but
I don't know.
you can
I
cut
don't know.
footage, and maybe she did scream no. I don't know, but
I don't
in
know.
the documentary, she basically said that she didn't do any of that. She was just they were there, they were kissing, they were doing the thing. Next thing she knew, he was in her. So
No.
I don't know, but they were boyfriend girlfriend at the time, and like I said, man, I just my opinion outside looking in is that yeah, she was of age, but that doesn't make her mature enough to make those decisions. And I think that she was okay with it at the time, and then now that she's in a real adult, she looks back and she's like, "That was fucked up. I can't believe he did that," and blames him for it.
Yeah.
Where was her fucking mom and dad in this whole situation? Like, you're dating this 40-year-old fucking weirdo. Like, are you fucking kidding me? My 18-year-old daughter, I wouldn't fucking let my 18-year-old daughter date that piece of shit.
No.
I like Marilyn Manson for his music, but that guy's a fucking piece of shit. We just talked about how he fucking, was fucking snorting coke and finger banging girls in their butt in the bathroom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's not a good guy. You know what I'm saying? He wrote a couple
No.
cool songs, but he's not a good person.
No.
He's not going to date my fucking 18-year-old daughter.
No, I
And
get it.
like, and he had plenty of time for this fucking investigation. He had tons of heads up, dude. So yeah, fucking FBI raided his house. They didn't find any evidence. Like, they didn't find girls fucking chained to any radiators. They didn't find any crazy fucking snuff films on his computer. But he also had, I bet Manson owns a lot of weird, fucked up, illegal things. He's got to. But he had enough time to fucking get the shit out because she fucking made the post. I don't know where it was, if it was Twitter or Instagram or whatever, but she does this all in a documentary. Like, she's so relieved and she's crying. She's like, I finally, called him out and used his name, Brian Warner, whatever. He had plenty of fucking heads up to fucking clean out his mansion or whatever.
Yeah. I don't
I don't
know.
know.
It sucks, and that goes to show as you get older and it goes to your head, you just, people just take
I
their
100
take their
I want
personas and
yeah, I 100% feel sorry for Evan Rachel Wood though. I really do. When it first all came out, I was like, "Oh, this fucking bitch, whatever. Fuck her." Because we had this conversation. It's like, it's Marilyn Manson. What do you expect? But
yeah,
after watching that documentary, I'm like, man, she's got a fucking real good point. When you think about it, like, she's 18 years old, man, with a 40-year-old fucking, I don't know.
that's wild.
It's weird, man. It's fucked up. And I feel really bad for her. I truly, truly do.
Yeah.
But
What are you gonna do?
I think it's just one of those goddamn loopholes. Like, oh, she's 18. So
Yep,
you
that's
can't,
that.
if she was 17, he'd be in prison. But she's fucking 18, so it's fucking fine. Consenting adult. That's fucking weird, dude. I don't know. But anyway, we had to touch base on that because that's the most recent fucking
Yeah.
thing with
Yeah, he's getting away with it, I guess, in a
I
sense.
have a big feeling in my heart that our listeners got super pissed when I brought up all the gay stuff, and especially this, because a listener commented on my Facebook page. He said, "quote literally victim shaming," but I think the correct terminology is victim blaming. But that's also neither
Don't
here
blame
nor
us.
there. No, but
I
he's
mean,
a
I could
buddy of
say,
mine and shit, but
yeah, OJ did that shit
I
anyway.
don't know if he was talking. Yeah, OJ did it for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
But I don't know if
Yeah,
he's
no,
talking to you or I, but I don't care. I
oh,
mean,
I
that's
don't know.
fucking that's what podcasts are, dude. You fucking talk about shit.
I don't care. He can be
Shit's
mad
fucked
at
up in
me.
the world.
It's okay. I don't care. What are you gonna do?
So I know what you can do. You can buy our goddamn t-shirts and subscribe to our Patreon.
So speaking of that,
How
I'm
many
gonna be
patrons have we lost?
I'm gonna be looking into getting a different platform on that. That Patreon thing,
You don't like
man, is
Patreon? Why not?
dude. It is not what it should be. When you start posting, you want to like. I don't know. I don't like it. I didn't like it when we signed up for it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be looking at something different, man.
All right. Well, let's look into it. But either way, you can still donate at
Yeah, it's still there.
anchor.fm. Anchor.fm/ don't blame us / support. We're going to put these links up in the description. Give us $5 a month. We truly appreciate it. We have t-shirts for sale, $10, $5 for shipping. We have koozies for sale, $5, $5 for shipping. Hit us up. Thank you so much. We're going to give a big shout out to our patrons, supporters, and producers. Our executive producer, Ben Newman, Chandra Daler, Ryan Merriman, Branko Pekka, Tara Myers, Paul Tonkovich, and John Bailey. Thank you all so much. And thank you all for listening and sticking with us after a month of being on hiatus. We're truly happy to be back.
Yeah,
We
absolutely.
thought we had to come hard with Marilyn Manson, and I hope that we did a
We
good
had to
job.
we had to break the ice.
Yeah, to break the ice, we did, amongst
Yeah,
many other things.
it's okay.
So,
People will get over it. Don't blame
yep.
us.
Yeah, so upload this right now because I want to listen to it, and I got to get the fuck out of here because I'm going to hang out with my sexy lady tiger.
Yeah, good do you think, man?
All right, brother. I love you, man. This was a
Love
lot
you,
of fun.
dude. Yes, sir.
Peace
Peace.
out. Thank you for tuning in to our little Passion Project podcast. Remember, we go live every single Friday night, same damn time, same damn channel. So if you miss it, don't blame us.